Good old Carmelo Anthony, man. I love the dude. I loved him when he came to New York. I loved him in Denver. I loved him in Syracuse. And I believe that he is still a top 100 player in the league. And there's no reason why he should not make a 15-man roster, especially on the top tier 1 team. I think that the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Trailblazers, and the Warriors should consider Melo. I think Melo should be part of a great system over there on the West Coast, close to Hollywood, where Lala would love to be with her child. Melo's still of a stud of a player. We see him out here on a daily with Chris Brickley. If you follow Chris Brickley, you know very well Melo's on the court every single day working out. He's conditioning himself. He's getting himself prepared. He's doing his thing. The man really showing hunger that he wants to get back on that court in the NBA. And there's no reason why a team shouldn't go after Melo. I think he deserves another chance in the NBA. He spent 16 seasons in the NBA. I think he still got 2 more seasons in him. Last year was a serious step of growth after especially what we seen on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. I'm glad that Melo actually took that step and talked about some intimate things, some things that were going on that we felt like, what's going on with Melo? Melo left behind a lot of Melo fans here in New York City. All I know is I went to that game that they played Chicago, and Dwayne Wade was here for the last time. He came and showed up and sat next to the Chicago side. He was right across in front of me, and Melo got so much love and respect when they showed him respect. And they showed all the highlights of him scoring his 60-point game in the Garden. That was one of the best days of Melo's life. My hair stand up thinking about that. It was a beautiful day in New York City. I loved that moment, seeing Melo go off like that. He was promised a lot of things, and we know that. You know, he had some tough times here. He had some tough times on the Houston Rockets. The GM didn't see him eye to eye. And I felt like he had to go through the process of preparing his mind, of humbling himself, because sometimes it takes a process. If you're coming from a player that's played 15 to 16 seasons of his life and he's sitting there coming off the bench for the first time in his life, it takes a lot of humbling, but it should put you in a position to be resilient and bounce back and do whatever you got to do to bounce back. I think it was a good thing for him to get fired after 10 games because it brought him through a new season in his life. It helped him to sit back and reflect. It's like the word introspect, and he had a lot of time to do that. He practically missed 90% of the season. I think it was a pretty good time for him to sit back and reestablish himself, refresh himself. I'm happy for Melo right now. I pray somebody gives him an opportunity, and I pray that he lands over there on a championship team. There's no way that you could go to every one of these teams and not better yourself. Playing with LeBron, you're going to better yourself. Playing with Kawhi Leonard, you're going to better yourself. Especially Paul George, he's going to light it up. I really want to see Melo have a second chance. That would be dope to get out there and allow him to do his thing. He didn't cement his legacy right. He don't want to go out like this. I don't think it's proper for him to go out like this. I don't think he needs to have a retirement run right now. I think he still got more gas in the tank and he could do more. Coming off the bench, he could definitely average 12 to 15 points a game. He has a passion and love for the game. Put Melo back in there. Put him back in there. Put him back in the NBA. Anyways, I'm going to end the video right here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified with me growing in my film process and talking about sports. I'm going to try to implement this more often in the near future because I'm a man that loves sports, and that's something that just can't be taken out of me.